Gruppen sind zu groß. Excuse me, can I ask you some question? It's about the CSA day. You don't, because it's important, it's an important topic. All right, okay, we are in the area. Excuse me, sorry, can I ask you some question about about the CSA day? Sorry. About the CSA day, so in some countries, like in Middle East or some countries, it's forbidden to have this kind of actions, but it's here allowed. So you think it's a good thing or it is a bad thing?
Well, we're here, so it's a good thing.
Absolutely.
We're obviously celebrating it.
Yeah, I think it's beautiful that people are able to express themselves very freely, and it doesn't do any harm, it's just fun. It's a demonstration, you can't forget that. But we're here to have fun, to celebrate the lifestyle, and I don't know, be proud of who we are.
Great. You are also part of the LGBT.
I'm an ally, but I'm very open.
That's good. You're from Berlin.
I'm not from Berlin, but I live here.
Yeah, you live here because some people have some worries about the families. They're saying, for example, Berlin is going every day more Islamization is happening here. So like this year was the name of Muhammad, the first popular name. So it's just a question if, for example, here one day in the near future is the most of the city is Muslims, for example, and they may forbid or they may a democratic voting, and they say, okay, we want to have an Islamic law. You would like it, or you, because it is like a paradox, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If the people don't marry, and so the other people, the traditional one, they marry, and so the society is going to change. Do you have also this worry?
You mean reproduction-wise, or like what do you mean? You mean like stereotypical heteronormative families are going to reproduce more than queer families?
Yes, for example, like this. Because
I mean, there's still adoption, and like all kinds of couples can have children. So I don't think that's a problem really. And Berlin is an open city. This is a demonstration. So in case the city's going to change as drastically as you like just said, I don't think that's going to happen before all humankind dies anyway. So
because we have also data that shows, for example, Sweden or Germany are going to be in the next 20 or 30 years the most of the people or the religion with the most followers is going to be Islam. So we have some data actually.
Yeah, but Islam is not inherently homophobic or something. That's just a mindset of some people. If you, I mean, I don't know much about Quran and Islam, but even in the Quran there's nothing homophobic in there. It's actually a Western colonization mindset that's brought there, and nowadays it got inherited, I guess, in the culture. But like where I live in Wedding, there's many people who believe in Islam, and I've never had any problems with any of them. Also, the younger generation is more open, and I don't think it will be a problem if state and religion is still separated, because that's very important, and that's also a German principle of democratic state, and church has nothing to do with each other. Even in my opinion, there's too much going on with the Christian church in the state law right now.
So you think religion in general is not against the community?
I don't think religion or spirituality, if you put it like that, is inherently against people or people from the LGBTQ community. It's just a way of indoctrinating the typical family, image that turns against sexuality, but it also turns against women who are empowered or something like that. I don't think it has anything to do with religion. It's just the way that people, try to form society in a way that benefits the traditional family, but it's not. It doesn't go anywhere. You think that this new kind of the families like and like this, they can also produce families and children and sure.
Because because we have some data about for example, I have a data from it is a meta-analysis As it says, for example, every little alcohol that the person they drink, the more they marry in the society. The divorce rate is going to be higher.
Okay,
for example, like this, or if someone go to party, or if someone is, for example, there are some people who are addicted to, or they are addicted to games.
But do you think that's a cause or correlation?
We have data that shows.
But that shows a correlation, not a cause. It might, like, like there's causes, and you can definitely say like this caused this, but then there's also correlation, and within a lot of studies you see a lot of correlations. For example, in a society that's more like addicted to alcohol, of course alcohol is going to be higher. That might also mean that they marry less, but that's correlation, not cause.
That is, of course, yes, there is a correlation, but we have many kind of this correlation. For example, that the alcohol consume in the family, if you have a family, and for example, the dad is starting to drink alcohol, the more little this guy drink alcohol in, for example, 1 million people, the more alcohol they drink, the higher is the possibility to divorce. Or
yeah, but divorcing doesn't mean less children.
It is also a correlation again. If they divorce, the children of a divorce, there is a higher possibility that they divorce themselves in the future.
Yeah, let's get rid of marriage. It's like an archaic concept anyways. Like marriage just means I own you now by law.
Yeah.
So like let's get rid of marriage.
It used to be
Fixed.
entirely political. It was, I think, the period where marriage was actually romantic was the shortest period of the existence of marriage.
Yeah.
So I think it's not a bad thing that the concept of marriage as an institution gets abolished. You can marry, obviously. I don't know if I want to get married or not. I am not against it, but it's not a necessity to bring humankind forward, I think.
But that is the question, we have traditional societies, like, we have in Middle East, and these traditional who have long marriages, they produce also a lot of children that they make also children because they are not children of divorced families, and that's why
But isn't that more like a cultural thing?
Yeah, I think so.
Like I think in Germany, even when people used to stay married, they didn't have as many children. Like my grandparents only had like 2 children, for example,
I'm
and
an only child. My dad is an only child
I mean,
as well.
they're traditional as fuck, like, and still they didn't have a lot of children. So I think it's more a cultural thing, and I don't think it necessarily is a cause by anything.
Your parents or maybe your grandfathers had started, for example, with the modernization vote, and they had lower children. But before this or before them, they must produce.
My great-great-grandma had 2 children.
Yeah.
But if a society in the world want to come over generations, over 1,000 years, if you have a or you have you don't believe in marriage, the society wouldn't still exist. You know what I mean?
I'm just not sure where you're going with this question, because there's enough people in this world. And we can marry and make even more, and then like what's going to happen? Like if we reach 10 billion people, is that like a very achievable goal, or like a goal that's good? I don't know.
No, the question is, okay, if people say, okay, we don't believe in marriage and we don't make children, but the German industry need workers, so then we have to import it from the other countries.
That's what's happening right now too.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been happening since
the 60s.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then we have this kind of problems with the multicultural.
We love multicultural society.
So you have no problem with the guys that coming here to work and to live and.
No, why should we have a problem? We're very thankful there's people who like to work here.
Absolutely. I think diversity is only an enrichment to society and nothing less.
The main point of the whole this question is, for example, we have data, or actually for example, we have a vision of immigration, or UNESCO. UNESCO says a young migrant is at the age of 20 years old. The company of origin has spent like $120,000 in average for the health, for the education and everything like this. And these migrants are the workers for the origin country. So people like me. But as soon as they leave the country, it is something like exploitation. You know what I mean?
You mean as in like getting your education here and then going back home?
No. For example, you do your education. You have, for example, in a country in the Middle East, you are 20 years old, and then you come here to the modern country to work. So the government of that, for example, the government of Iran has right now a very big problem. They say all of our main power, forcing power, working power are going to the Western countries, and we are making a big loss because the people we have invested, we have the education, they are 20 years old, and they come to the Western society because they don't want to make children, and then that, I mean, the losers are again that old people or old generation that are living in that countries, and they come here, and I mean, it is the inequality in the world is going to be bigger and bigger.
What made you come here then?
Which country I come from?
No, what made you come here then?
To come here?
Yeah.
What do you mean? To the CSD? Or?
I mean, no,
You said you're from Iran.
Yeah.
Yes.
You criticized like immigration work towards Germany from Iran. So what made you come here?
Actually, we don't say our opinions. No, it is not about us. It's just about.
But me, I would only be like imagining what your reasoning would be. I could never form an opinion about why you would like to come here.
Because the country of Iran is under sanction since 30-40 years, and if you work there, you have like €100 in month. So a lot of people come here to earn money to help their own families.
So Iran would have to fix their working conditions.
It is not it is a global thing, you know, because
Meint Sanktionen wegen Kriegen und so.
the sanctions, you know, it is not the decision of Iranian people to make sanctions of themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's not the people thing.
I mean, I would imagine also that because of the feminism problem right now in Iran, that like women are getting more and more oppressed and even killed, that many young people don't want to serve a government that doesn't look out for them. I mean, it's the same in Germany. Many young people are unhappy with the government, and in Germany we're very concerned about the rise of fascism again, like also very conservative. They're also worried about traditional families and making babies and stuff like that, and they don't realize that the conditions of the country and the conditions of the world and the globalized world are not made to have many children. If I got children right now, I could not afford them. I couldn't give them any kind of perspective for the future. I'm worried about global warming for them. It's not a great goal to bring many children, and maybe having so many children isn't the solution to working problems.
I mean,
fixing working conditions would be.
I mean, if you don't make children, so for example, what's happening in 30 years, 40 years? You are old. You need, for example, to go to the for example, health, or I don't know, to the facilities for the old people, and we have not enough people, so we have to import again from Iran or from other countries, and I mean, not making children is also not a sustainable solution. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we have always to import some guys from other countries, and they are going. The government or the people are living there. They are going to make less.
Yeah, absolutely.
Capitalism itself is not sustainable. Like the system we live in is not sustainable. Like you're never going to reach a sustainable solution in capitalism. Like then change the system, I guess. Like anarchy. I don't know. Maybe.
You are anarchist. Yeah.
No. Just like for a short period of time, maybe 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. I never thought that you're anarchist. So
no, I'm not an anarchist. I just think it has like some very nice ideas, I guess. And we might need the reset.
Yeah, this is crazy. So, you know, for example, we have another topic. Is a guy like Andrew Tate. He's
no, let's not give that. Like, let's not give him clout.
I show you. He say, for example, if someone is, she has to take responsibility. I mean, is it?
Nah.
I think Andrew Tate is like an epitome of society's worries about the ontology of men and women. They don't know how to act anymore. They don't know what it means to be a man or a woman. And I think he's just saying very simplified things about
For
gender
example,
that
he's-
people can grasp. So they maybe believe it and maybe think that it's intelligent ideas, when it's basically just radical babbling. That's just what he does.
I just citate. He say women belong in the home or can't
Yeah.
drive, or the man should have authority about the.
Yeah, I mean his stupidity is not special.
He
Like
can
there's
say that. So
Yeah.
I'm making the statement that he should be in jail, and that's it.
But the thing is, he's the most famous person in the social media, and 50% of British men aged 16 to 24.
more famous than Miley Cyrus.
That's a
Oh,
crime.
That is.
It is a crime. He should be in jail for that.
And the thing is, the man, as of 50% of British men, has a positive
Yeah,
view
but
about him.
that's men.
But I mean,
That's all I wanted to say.
this kind of sentences, you know,
Yeah.
it is against human because
Yeah.
if you have you are a man, you have a sister, and you say to your sister you are raped, but it's your own fault.
Absolutely not.
I mean, like, I don't think you're gonna find anyone here at CSD who's gonna agree with any of that.
I don't think so either.
But we was, for example, in Alexanderplatz, we have asked some guys, yay, he's
Yeah,
guy is a
but yeah,
man.
you're at Pride right now, so
Yeah.
But I mean, if it is the people. I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about the 30 billion views and the people who like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think
it's a lot of
I
teenage
mean, yeah,
boys.
I think it's a symptom of men who are threatened in their privileges and in their identities, and they will run to people like him or Jordan Peterson or any other guy
yeah.
with a podcast, and feel like some sense of Bestätigung,
confirmation.
confirmation. Yeah, I think that's what that is. But it's just
It's like
a very worrisome thing that's happening right now with young men.
yeah.
But it is some kind of frustration, I think.
Yeah, I mean, we're in a century, like, ever since the Laura Mulvey momentum, I guess, in film, we're in a kind of a century of renegotiating masculinity, and a lot of people don't feel heard, or a lot of people get taught, like, stereotypical heteronormative standards, and then they're afraid they will lose their place in society because they think, I don't know, rights are cake, and if we get more rights, then they get less rights. But I don't know, we should
think
just maybe...
rights
It's
should
a lot
be a
of
bargain.
teenage... Yeah, it's a lot of
Yeah.
teenage boys, and you just need to pick them up where they stand at some point. So I guess like education is very important here. But in the end, those are just little lost souls.
But I mean, I had a, for example, experiment. I read it. I can also send you the link. They made a group of person for test. It was 100 men and 100 women, and they gave them like each person 10 coupons, like 10 chances to date another gender. For example, if you're a man, you can date 10 women, and if you're a woman, you can date everyone from this group. So the experiment was like this: the men in this experiment group, they used these 10 coupons to date 8 different women. So he said, I want to sleep with that woman, with that woman, with that woman. But the girls in this group, they wanted to date only one or two women. So, man. It means they have some specific woman, for example, say, okay, I want to see this guy is looking good 1, 2, 3, 4 times or more. You know what I mean?
Okay, so there were 2 guys who were standing out besides the others, or do you mean every woman choose not more than 2 guys to date?
Every woman at the average.
But that's
Okay,
like
okay,
going
I
back
see,
to
I see.
indoctrination.
Yeah.
That's indoctrination and like female social rules, or like how you're supposed to perform your gender. I think that goes back to indoctrination. And also, like it's 20 people. Like that's not a quantifiable experiment.
It was 100 group of people, you know. So in the general, the main point was that
Yeah.
the women.
I mean, that's nothing new. We
Yeah.
know that indoctrination is a thing. We're trying to get rid of it. Like, it takes a long time to get rid of your indoctrinations. But we're trying.
I mean, in the average, the woman wanted to date the top 5 person. You know what I mean? Good-looking guy, very big status, and you know what
so
I mean.
it was 2 guys who were like superior to the other guys, or
They
in
had
the
some
opinion-wise?
specific. They had I mean, each woman could had decided to date not more than 2 guys from that 100 guys from the group, and only a little group of 5% of the guys had all the likes. You know what I mean? Everyone wanted to get this little group.
Because of their looks, or did they also have specifications about their job or their characteristics? Just looks?
Only looking. It was only looking.
I mean, there are beauty standards in our world, and no one is excluded from them. It's not a good thing, but if you take 100 people and make them vote basically who's the best looking, then yeah, you will get the most stereotypically good looking person on top of the vote.
So that is
so the men have lower standards. Like,
or I don't know,
what did
or
it show?
like a broader taste. I don't know.
Yeah, the man, as some biologists say, the man want to have more partners for the, I don't know, for the genes or like this, you know. But
I mean, I don't think it's biological. By now, we're gotten rid of everything evolutional that's like within us. Like everything, we are in this like artificial society right now. Like there's nothing biological or evolutionary within our actions. Like it's only indoctrination. It's only societal pressures.
So how you this? Because these experiments that we have, we see also data from, for example, dating platforms like Tinder, and they say 90% of women choose top 5% in the dating market, and I mean.
But then you also gotta like calculate that there's like 90% men on those dating websites.
Absolutely.
I mean,
first of all that, and second of all, it's not bad to have standards in a partner. And I don't know. Sometimes I'm not saying that's where you're going, but women don't owe men to be attracted to them. Even though they are attracted to the women. I don't know. I can't expect every man to be attracted to me, and I'm not attracted to every man.
So because I mean it is a different in this strategy. You know what I mean? We have right now the most people are in this dating market for the finding a partner, and only a little part of the guys on the top, they get a lot of dates, and the average guy
I understood
don't get 0 dates. So, and maybe is it because of this dynamic that the guys are frustrated, and someone like Andrew Tate comes say women want my money, women want the status, women want this and that, and they say
But that's the wrong pattern
like,
to look at that.
absolutely.
Like the problem is you, not women. Like we're allowed to, or like women are allowed to make choices. I mean, put in more than the bare minimum of effort. Maybe you find someone.
I mean, if you do a little study of yourself and go on Tinder and look at men's profiles, you will find out that most of them don't put much effort into their profiles. At least in Berlin, I often see men with just one picture that's blurry, that doesn't even look like very, I don't know, nice or attractive. And then there's men who actually do stuff with their profile, and maybe you will see more women making more effort for their profiles. I don't know. It's also a stereotypical thing. But yeah, I can.
About, like the holding up the fish, like that
Yeah,
almost every
absolutely.
guy has a picture holding up a fish. There's memes about it, how like stereotypical and boring those profiles are. So,
And also some guys believe it's just enough to be nice. I'm nice too. That is not a characteristic.
no, you should be able to date everyone now. You're a decent person.
Absolutely, but that's just not how it works. And I can understand the frustration of being out of the dating market, of feeling lonely, but hating women will not get you a girlfriend. That's just
Really?
I don't know. And I mean, you don't need Andrew Tate to tell you that. Andrew Tate can tell you women don't deserve you anyways. Okay, then stay lonely, king. I don't know.
Have some incel friends. And
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Spend your time on Reddit, have a good night. Read some Tinder statistics.
But actually, I'd like to get going if that's
Yeah,
okay.
absolutely.
Okay,
But it was a nice
interesting
interview.
talking.
Yeah, it was
Really.
nice talking to
Okay.
you.
Yeah, have
Thank you
fun.
so much.
Okay,
Have
you're
fun as
welcome.
well.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Good luck.
See you. Bye bye.